So he's doing all these things, all of these low effort things. And after putting in the bare minimum, little effort, below average, the bar is rolling on the ground. After doing all of that, his reward is you. Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to Look Into My Life. My name is Angela and I'm so excited to welcome you into this YouTube family. Today I have a really fun video. We are going to be doing a girl talk, and today the subject is classy femininity, and we are going to be talking all about situationships. And I know you guys are probably wondering, okay, classy femininity, situationships, how do they relate? Yeah, I'm gonna be explaining all of that in today's video. I did not even plan what I was gonna say. I actually just got ready and then I turned on my camera and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna speak from the heart, whatever comes to mind, and yeah, just go from there. For whatever reason, I wanted to start off my Classy Femininity series with a video on situationships and just kind of tackle the subject of relationships, because I feel like as women, as we are leveling up, as we are becoming the women of our dreams, a part of that comes with, you know, learning how to set healthy boundaries for ourselves, and also realizing that as you level up, so does your standard. The behavior that we used to accept before is no longer going to be tolerated moving into this season. Yeah, we're going to be talking all about that today. I just want to do a very brief definition of what a situationship is. I'm going to go to Google. Okay, so according to dictionary.com, I'm not really sure if this specific definition describes what I'm getting at, but we'll talk about it anyway. According to dictionary.com, it says that a situationship is often described as a relationship that is more than friendship but less than a committed relationship. So to me, what I'm talking about in this video is a situationship that is more than a friendship, but it's less than a committed relationship. So we're not going to be covering friends with benefits in this video. I personally don't have experience with a friends with benefits dynamic. I've never done that, never been in that. I would not recommend anyone do that. But a situationship can be similar in a way, but I would say that we're talking about this without the sort of sexual stuff. But depending on how comfortable you were in that relationship, you may have gone that far with that person. No judgment here for that. Yeah, we're just gonna be talking about how to get over and how to move on from that sort of dynamic. And I also think it's extremely important to acknowledge that usually and most of the time with situationships, there's usually some sort of promise of commitment that has been established between the two people. And there's usually something in the way that's preventing this commitment to fully come into fruition. Like, for example, maybe the person involved has told you that they're extremely busy and they just don't have the time for a relationship, but they still want to see you, they still want to date you, or maybe it's a hot and cold type of dynamic going on, or maybe they say they're not ready for a relationship but they would still like to explore things with you. So there's usually some sort of promise of commitment in the future there, and a lot of the times that is what is being held onto, is that promise that they are going to commit soon if I just hold on, if I just keep waiting. Whereas with the friends with benefits dynamic, a lot of the times it's established early on from the beginning of that dynamic that it's nothing more than just casual fun, casual benefits going on. Yeah, so that's really the biggest difference between friends with benefits and a situationship. I would describe a situationship as being a relationship where, for whatever reason, the man's energy is just not coming towards you in a consistent and reliable way. Maybe there's no title to the relationship, or maybe there is, but there's just a little bit of back and forth going on. It's on and off. You feel like it's a relationship, but you're stumbling around how to describe this dynamic. So for me, in my personal experience, the situationship that I experienced was one where it was a little bit of an on and off dynamic. We'd be dating, but there was sort of hesitancy there. There was a label of boyfriend, girlfriend, but then it was on and off. It was just a very weird dynamic relationship. So yeah, that's what I have experienced. I do have experience in a situationship, and I honestly think that every girl or everyone or majority of people have had an experience with a situationship. And if you have not, lucky you, right? It's just one of those things where sometimes you're in that dating stage where you just don't really, the lines are a little blurred. You don't have a commitment. You know you're interested in each other romantically for a relationship, but something's off. Something is off, and you just aren't really getting this full commitment that you are needing. So yeah, that's basically how to identify a situationship. So moving along now, we're going to be talking about how to get out of a situationship and how to never be in a situationship ever again. Yeah, ever again. Because as classy feminine women, we just don't tolerate and we just do not participate in those kinds of low value, low effort relationships that are really not adding anything of substance to our lives. All right, so this is going to be a pep talk. I want you to first start and think about your view of yourself. How do you view yourself? Because when I think about who I was in my situationship, I did not have a good or positive view of myself at all, which is probably why I tolerated some of that, you know, hot and cold, on and off behavior. So I want you to think about right now, if you're going through it right now, what is your view of yourself? Do you think that you are a woman that is worthy? Do you think that you're a woman that is a prize? Do you think that you're a woman that is worth it? What do you think about yourself? So if you have a piece of paper, you can write it down, like, this is what I think of myself. And then on the other side, write down your ideal version of you, your ideal self-image, your ideal self-concept about who you are, how you want to be viewed, how you want to show up in this world. And if you're looking at this side by side, you're probably seeing there's a huge discrepancy between how you're currently viewing yourself and how you would like to view yourself. That's what has to change here, because the only thing that has to change in this dynamic is you. If you change, everything and everyone around you changes. If you're a woman that is your most empowered self, if you are a classy woman, then you view yourself as somebody who is worthy, right? You view yourself as somebody who is worthy, so you are somebody of value. When you're in a situationship, you are not treating yourself as somebody of value, because this man is probably, man or woman, whoever you date, this individual, this man is probably taking you for granted. He's probably not being consistent with you. He's probably not even being reliable. You can't rely on him and lean on him for anything. He comes and he goes. So he's doing all these things, all of these low effort things. And after putting in the bare minimum, little effort, below average, the bar is rolling on the ground. After doing all of that, his reward is you. After treating you less than you deserve, after taking you for granted, his reward is you. It doesn't make any sense, does it? When we as women are in situationships, we are basically rewarding that man for bad behavior. Because if you're the prize, right, this is what he gets for the effort he put in. In that man's eyes, it's just not even a high value prize. It's not a prize that I get when I do my best. This is a prize that I get when I do my worst. Is that who you want to be? Is that who you want to be in his life? I know, this probably stings to hear, but I'm telling you, there's hope on the other side of this. Because when I realized this, I was like, wow, he's treating me like this, but then his reward and his prize and what he gets is me. And if I think that I'm a worthy woman, and if I think that I have value to add to somebody's life, if I think all these positive things about myself, then why would I give him me for basically taking me for granted? Yeah, I had to come to that number one realization, that number one thought. It really helped me let go of my situationship. It really helped me let go of it and never attract or entertain any of that ever again. Because ladies, the number one prerequisite for you to give your attention, your adoration, your affection to a man is that he has to be coming towards you. He has to be pursuing you. He has to be interested in a relationship with you. That's the number one prerequisite. Everything else on his list of things, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that he's so sweet with his mom. It doesn't matter that he drives a BMW. It doesn't matter that he is just so intelligent and so smart. All of those on paper things do not matter unless the number one qualification is there. And that is, he is interested in you. He is consistently and reliably coming towards you and pursuing a relationship with you. This is the energy that I need you to be in order to elevate to your classy feminine. This means that we are not putting anyone on a pedestal. People have the value that we give them. And don't get me wrong, everyone has intrinsic value. We all as human beings have intrinsic value that God has given us. We all have that. In terms of our relationships, Those are choices. We choose who to love, we choose who to care about, we choose who to invest time and emotions and feelings in. It is a choice who you want to give that sort of honor in your life, to be a part of your life, to be a part of your journey. That's an honor, and that is a decision, because you were fine before you met him. Your life was going great before you met him. All of a sudden you met him, he's now the center of your life. He is now holding the keys to your worth, because you know, when you're in a situationship, it's kind of like you're wanting validation for that person. You're wanting that person to choose you, to pick you. You have to tell yourself, to make it sound cliche, but as much as they've earned it, like, did they even earn that from you? That level of affection and adoration? Like, did they even earn it? They probably didn't. They probably have not shown you that they can show up for you in a reliable and consistent way. Because if they did show you that they are capable of being that masculine man in your life, we wouldn't be here. We would not be on this video right now. We would be on a vacation somewhere. We would be planning our weddings. We would be planning our engagement party. We would be busy with other things. We would not be here right now. We really have to take him off the pedestal. Take him off the pedestal that you put him. You put him there so you can take him off of it. And this does not mean you start bashing him. This does not mean that you start saying, well, I'm too good for him anyway. You know, he's trash, he's this, he's that. No, because elegant ladies do not do that. Classy, elegant ladies, feminine women, we don't go around screaming men are trash. We don't go around bashing exes or anything like that. It's just never a good energy to be bitter. It's never good, because you're holding on to that poison. You're literally holding on to that poison every single day, and you don't deserve to hold on to that pain. You deserve to let it go and to forgive all parties involved. It's not a crime to like somebody. It's not a crime to love somebody. You loved him, and it is 100% okay. It's okay, it's a beautiful thing, but at the same time, you can take away your adoration for him. You can take away all the emotions and feelings that you put into it. You can just take those right back, because, well, actually, he doesn't deserve any space in your head. He doesn't deserve any space in your head because he hasn't done the number one thing to deserve that spot in your head. He has not been consistent with you. He has not been a secure and a safe place for you. He has not been somebody who is reliable. We're going to let him go and send him left, because how he is showing up right now, we don't even want this version of him. Because let's say that this is your husband. Let's for 1 second say, like, what if this is your actual soulmate, and what if this is your actual husband? If this is your actual soulmate and this is your actual husband, then do you even want this version of him? Do you want the version of him that doesn't call you every day? Do you want the version of him where, you know, you don't really know if you're going to hear from him, you don't really know when you're going to see him or when you're going to go for a date, he only calls you at nighttime, he doesn't want to propose, or he doesn't want to put a title in the relationship? Do we want that version of him? We really don't. We don't want that version of him. And because we don't want that version of him, we can say goodbye to this version of him. That doesn't mean that your feelings go away instantly. You might still care for him, and that is totally okay, but you're not going to accept and tolerate this version of him. If you are to get back together in the future or one day, then he's gonna have to show up as a new and different version of himself. He's gonna have to show up as somebody who loves you and is ready to commit to you, and who appreciates you and values you and adores you, somebody that you can also respect, and somebody who you feel safe and secure around. So we don't have to start bashing him, and we definitely, most importantly, do not have to start bashing ourselves for putting up with what we put up with in the past. We do not have to bash ourselves. We can send ourselves even more love for that experience, because we learned along the way. We learned how to value ourselves more, right? I'm not sure who's watching this. I'm assuming it's mostly women watching this. So as women, I really think that we have a certain gift, and that gift is being able to see a person and to see the potential of what it could be. And sometimes we fall in love with that potential, like, oh, he could be so great. I know he's so sweet with his mom. I know he's gonna be good with me. But even if he's not that right now, we have a gift to be able to see what he could be in all of his goodness. And this really comes from that sort of mothering side in us, where when we give birth to our babies, we're able to look at our babies and see everything that they could be, and we're able to nurture our babies and nurture that potential and see them grow and really become their best and highest selves. And sometimes we have the habit of doing that with grown adult men that were already raised and are completely capable of conducting themselves. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's one of those things that where it's like, it happens, right? So the best thing to do right now is to really send love to all parties involved. Send love to yourself, all the love and all the forgiveness and everything that you have given this man over and over and over again. It's time to do that for yourself. It's time to forgive you. It's time to shower you with love. When you start valuing yourself more, you are going to be able to set proper boundaries and not let somebody just walk all over you and not be a doormat, because as elegant ladies, we know our worth. As classy feminine women, we know our worth. Just remind yourself all of these things, that you deserve somebody who is secure, you deserve somebody who is consistent, somebody who is reliable, somebody who you don't have to guess where you stand, you don't have to guess the feelings. If there's any weird wonkiness of that, that doesn't mean you have to exit the relationship fully, but it definitely means that you pull back your feelings and your emotions, because you don't have to get your feelings tangled up in somebody that has not earned it yet. So yeah, it sounds easier said than done, but I promise you, once practiced, you're gonna get pretty good at this. I used to think that it would be impossible, and then I got to the point where literally now I'm like, no, I know my value and my worth and what I have to offer and what I bring into a relationship. And yeah, if a man is not coming at me consistently and reliably, it would be almost impossible for me to gain feelings for him, because, well, he's not even here. You're not even here. There's nothing to like. You're not consistent with me. And there's nothing to like. I have nowhere to put all my yummy, juicy, feminine energy, all my feelings. I have nowhere to put them, because you're not even here to be able to hold that and create that safe space for me to do so. All right, ladies, that is all for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. It's great for the channel and really good for the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more classy femininity videos from me, I would be more than happy to create them. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.